the one, the only, Ben Sion. Good morning and welcome to Yeshiva YouTube Daily Double. Today we're doing Maseches Yoma, Perek Gimel, Mishnayos Aleph and Beis. Mishnah Aleph says, Amar Lahem Mamuna. Mamuna is the deputy Kohen Gadol, the Skan Kohen Gadol. Suru. This is the morning of Yom Kippur. If it's morning yet, you can't do shecht an animal. You can't bring a korban. Shechita is part of the bringing of the korban. During, it has to be, the pasuk says, Biyom zivchalchem, during the day. If the Amar HaShachar, we'll discuss more in Tzion, during the Amar HaShachar and Alas HaShachar, there's two different phrases used in Chazal. It's important to note the difference over here. If he says Amar HaShachar, I saw a little bit ray of light coming from the eastern sky. Omer Brakai, he says Brakai, basically, Heir v'hivrik HaShachar, I see that as light outside. Masisya ben Shmuel, Omer HaMeher pnei kol HaMizrach asher b'Chevron, v'hu Omer Hein. Masisya ben Shmuel argues on the Tanakama. He says, he would ask him, is the entire eastern sky lit up until Chevron? Chevron actually is really in the western part of Israel, but they used Chevron because it was a place where the Avos were buried. So according to Masisya ben Shmuel, you need a later time in order to do the Shchitas HaTamid. It has to be what I would say Alos HaShachar versus the Tanakam says Amur HaShachar. We'll talk more of that difference in Ian Mitzion Beis. Why do they need this? Shapam Achas. Now the question is, what does this mean? What does it mean? So he brings Rashi and Tiferes Yisrael. Why did they have to go up to the roof to see? Why couldn't they just look out the window? Now it doesn't say in the Mishnah they went up to the roof, but it says in the Gemara. That's what Rashi says. Tiferes Yisrael says it doesn't make any sense because it says in the Gemara in the Mishnayos, and he explains it based on what I'm going to tell you in Iyam Tzion. I'll just tell you right now that why did Masisya ben Shmuel argue on the Rabbanan? Why did he say that that you have to wait for a later time? Why? One time, this wasn't on Yom Kippur. Normally at the end of the month, the moon starts coming out close to dawn. V'dimu shahir mizrach. They thought that it was dawn. V'shachtu es hatamid. And they brought the tamid, the base of Sreifa. They had to burn it because it was too early. Haridu kohen gadol the base of Now we're back to Yom Kippur. The Mishnah just transfers back to Yom Kippur. Transitions back to Yom Kippur. Haridu kohen gadol the base of before the korban tamid, he has to go. He does 5 tvilos during the day. This is one of the tvilos. He has to go in the mikvah. Anyone who would go to the bathroom would defecate. He would need to go in the mikvah. If you urinated, you wouldn't have to go in the mikvah, but you'd have to go to the kior and you'd have to wash your hands and feet. This is, I would say, something to do over here. It doesn't mean the Kohen Gadol went to the bathroom over here. It just means that one of the mandatory tvilos immersions on Yom Kippur was before the shechita over here. The Mishnah is just telling you a general rule. Stay tuned for Iyam Tzion, where I discuss this machlokes in Mishnah Aleph between the Tanakama and Masisya ben Shmuel, which has a lot of ramifications for practical halacha. Iyam Tzion coming up next.